All right, everybody. Thank you for joining here today. Again, my name is Andrew McGugan. I'm here with Scott Rosenberg from 257, and this is how to cut your customer acquisition costs in 2026. Thank you, everyone, for joining here today. Andrew McGugan, General Manager here for the Americas, and I'll pass it to Scott to introduce himself from 257.
Yeah, awesome to be here. Thanks, Andrew, for having us. I'm looking forward to this conversation. It's very timely and important for this industry.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. So yeah, today we're going to be getting going with a quick agenda here. We'll be talking about how we reduce the cost stack with OpenSolar and our new partnership with 257 and how they'll help assist you with that as well. We'll be doing an overview of 257 and their products and services and who they are, and also a live demo of 257 and what they have to offer for the US solar install community. We'll be following that up with a Q&A, so we'll be able to live address any questions and chat with you all here. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about OpenSolar or 257, please leave a question or a comment in our Q&A or our chat window, and we'll be happy to address that as we go here. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off here with a quick poll. We'll launch that here in one moment, but just from a quick show of hands here in the poll, what is your average CAC or customer acquisition cost for your business in the solar industry? Is that A, $500 to $1,000 per lead, $1,000 to $2,000 for B, or C, $2,000 plus? If you could fill that in here, we'll go ahead and announce the results in a moment, but we'll leave that poll up for just a second for everyone to respond. All right, a little bit about us here at Open Solar. We are the world's free class leading solar software and design tool. So we're used all around the globe, again, free for the installer and the contractor. We've got about 28,000 plus active solar professionals on Open Solar, over 200 partners and providers, 257 being one of our newest. And we're used in over 185 plus countries. Of course, our main markets are Australia, the US, the UK, and a number of countries in Europe. And most importantly, we're 100% free of charge for the contractor, the solar business, or any partners or networks who want to check out the platform. We're on a mission to accelerate the adoption of solar and renewable energy globally, and we're really excited to have you all here and also welcome our newest partner, 257. So I want to go ahead and take us through a little bit of a different presentation than we normally do here today and talk about how we're helping our install community and the US market in general reduce the cost stack, right? Now that we're losing the tax credit and we're having a lot of these big changes in the US market, the main thing that the whole industry is focused on and what we're trying to help you achieve is how to eliminate costs so you can stay competitive in the market by using Open Solar and working with all of our great partners like 257. So today, we have a lot of challenges with pricing, right? Competitive pricing has changed quite dramatically post IRA. We're seeing solar as high as $5.18 a watt in the US right now, especially as everyone is clamoring for TPO options and it's getting harder and harder to source American-made products. We have seen the cost go up quite a lot here, unfortunately, rather than the other direction. But, 249, $2.49 a watt is achievable in the US, believe it or not. We see it all around the globe here at Open Solar and all the other markets we operate in. We actually have recently seen systems in Australia for going less than $2 a watt. So the reality is achievable. We just have to work on how we can address it in a number of key different areas. So we're looking at four key ways here at Open Solar with our partners that we can help attack the cost stack and help the US customer save 30% versus grid energy here in the US. And there's a couple ways we're going to do that, right? To get from $5.18 a watt down to $2.49 a watt, which could be an average of 35% energy savings for the homeowner. One of the key ways we're doing that is with our newest partner solar app, but that's automated permitting, right? So one of the biggest challenges we have in the US is our permitting system and the soft costs we all have to encounter in regards to that. And we're hoping and working with our partner Solar App to help reduce that. So with automated permitting, we can slash soft costs and timelines, and that's the first step we have in getting solar down to $2.49 a watt. You'll see a really awesome integration that we're launching with Solar App here in the next month or two, a very deep integration that will make the process seamless from designing, proposing, and selling an open solar straight to permitting with Solar App. So keep an eye out for that. The next way we're working on this with you guys is reducing hardware costs and streamlining and automating ordering flows. We've recently launched our newest integration and partnership with US distributor Sunergy Solar Distribution. So now in OpenSolar, you can see live availability and live pricing as you're designing and building your systems. So you know exactly what equipment you're proposing and selling, and you can get a really good idea of the cost and your margin before you get to the point of sale. It allows you to build a live and complete bill of materials. So as soon as you sell your project to your customer or homeowner in Open Solar, you can go ahead and send that bomb right to Synergy to order your products right in the platform. Streamline the ordering process, helping you reduce overhead and getting those live and complete bill of materials right to your distributor for ordering, improving the process and helping you reduce your costs. And we think this can help reduce costs up to as much as 71 cents a watt. And we're really excited again to announce our partnership with 257 here at Open Solar because one of the biggest ways we can also help you reduce your dollars or cents per watt is through customer acquisition costs. And 257 has some very incredible products that are game changing and revolutionary here to the solar industry that they'll be unveiling today. So with partners like 257, we're looking to help you further reduce that cost per watt with customer acquisition costs there. And then lastly, here we're helping you reduce software costs. So with OpenSolar, the all-in-one, full and complete platform here with AI, automation, and now whole home modeling with electrification like EV chargers, smart panels, heat pumps, new energy efficiency upgrades to the home. We're helping you build a full and complete sale, not just solar and storage. So you have more options, more things you can sell to the homeowner, generate more revenue for your business, but you can do it all in one platform, Open Solar, which is again free to the contractor, further reducing your overheads for your business and helping reduce costs by as much as 5 to 10%. That's allowing you in open source to automate things like permitting, ordering, payments, and project management to make it a full and complete end-to-end system and reducing your costs further to make you an even more profitable business by using open solar. So let us know how we can help you here. We're hoping that through all of our different methods and actions and partnerships here, we can help you get those costs down. And once we can get to a place in the next 3 to 5 years, we can hopefully go ahead and start removing the tariffs and get us to an even better place and maybe a future vision where we're like Australia and getting below $2 a watt, which would be a pretty incredible thing here in the US. With rising electricity costs and rising costs in the utility, it just makes solar an even better proposition. So we're looking forward to helping you drive that. Please reach out to our team if you need help onboarding to Open Solar or learning about any of our new features to help you bring those costs down. And I would like to go ahead and introduce Scott here to talk about how 257 today can help you take a stab at reducing the cost stack through your customer acquisition. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll that's been sitting up here for a moment, and we're going to go ahead and chat about another one right now. But before we do, it looks like about most of the audience here is seeing customer acquisition costs for a lead somewhere between 1 to 2 grand or more. So yeah, it's quite a lot to get a single lead here to go ahead and have that conversation to get a sale for your business. But let's go ahead and just chat about one more thing here, which is let me go back here for a moment. What is the main customer acquisition channel for your business? So, how are you guys acquiring customers currently? We've seen what those costs look like, but what are the methods? Is it social media? Is it just searching and finding your customers? And that could be, anywhere through the internet or, maybe going to, a home show or something like that. Is it direct mail? Is it door-to-door campaigns? That's been pretty successful historically, and we're still seeing a lot of that in the industry. Or is it any other kind of activity you're doing there? So I'll leave that up for a moment. And while we see what those results trickle in as, I'm going to pass it here to Scott to talk a little about 257 and what they do.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew. That is a great setup. I'm Scott Rosenberg. I am one of the co-founders and the CEO of 257. We are a team of data scientists and marketing technologists, and our whole goal is to turn data and AI into a competitive advantage. We work across the solar, the HVAC, the retail electric, the utility markets. The core problem we're focused on, and I think Andrew did an awesome job of teeing this problem statement up, is it's just too hard. It's too expensive to acquire customers today. The digital platforms that you use today to acquire customers offer you fairly generic behavioral-based targeting that don't really have anything to do with the kind of home or the energy consumption of a household. Many of you are buying leads or buying raw data sources. We also talk to clients who are participating in competitive marketplaces like Energy Sage. It's just too expensive to acquire customers. As Andrew said, also the landscape's only getting more complicated. I mean, electrification is here to stay, but with the removal of the federal rebates, we all have to think in more sophisticated ways about the kinds of people in homes that we're targeting. And those homes are evolving very quickly. Again, as Andrew teed up, efficiency is king. It's the path for us ultimately to continue to grow in selling more solar and storage into US households. Tesla, Jigar Shah, the former head of the DOE loans office, have been very vocal about the mandate to get costs down. And the good thing ultimately behind all this is that we know that consumers want and need solar, that there is, we can trust in the demand function here, that if we can get our costs down, that there is plenty of demand for low cost energy. This is what we built our product Pink for, is ultimately to bring massive amounts of data and machine learning, artificial intelligence to the problem of finding the right households. I'm going to pop on screen here a couple of examples, but I'm actually going to switch into the product itself. And we're going to walk through a whole bunch of examples. These are real world examples that our solar clients are tackling in market today. Hey, Andrew, I just want to confirm you can see Pink on screen now. Is that
I
right?
got you, Scott. Yep.
Okay, sweet. All right, so let's walk through a couple of use cases, a couple of examples for how solar installers are using the product today. I could start with something very simple, like, show me existing solar homes in Florida. Now, what's happening here behind the scenes is I've asked in a very natural language way, hey, who's got solar today in Florida? Behind the scenes, we're asking our database of 130 million homes, which homes in Florida have solar. In an instant, we've found 363,000 addresses and 766,000 people. This is name and generally email and phone who have solar today. But I'm in the business of selling solar, so why don't I flip this around and I say, instead, show me homes that are a good fit for solar in Florida. Now, here, what we're doing is we're taking our knowledge of all the solar homes all across the United States, and we're shaping a query that says, "Oops, okay, show me homes that are a good fit for solar." Let's hear, show me homes user error that are a good fit for solar in Florida. Now, what we're doing is we've got about 4 million homes in the United States where we've found solar. And we know hundreds of things about those 4 million homes. And we've built what we would call a propensity model, an idea of what an average solar home looks like. And here in an instant, we've found 1 million homes in Florida that look just like existing solar homes. Now, I can only sell solar to somebody who owns their home. So I can continue to refine my targeting here, and I could say, filter this for homes that are owner occupied, single family homes. And I might even ask, I might even ask something about what they earn. They earn more than 100K per year, for example. This is another popular criteria among our clients, is to really try and get at homes that are actually likely to be able to afford solar. Now, I can continue to layer on this analysis, and I could say, okay, who among these homes has high energy consumption? One of the unique things that 257 does is it models the energy consumption of every home in the country. And here in this case, what we've done is we've found every home in Florida, again, that's single family, owner occupied, is a good fit for solar, earning more than 100K, and is consuming 12,500 kilowatt hours or more annually. Now, all of this analysis can, in an instant, be moved to another territory. So I could say, do this same analysis in Massachusetts. We are not specific to any region in the country. We operate nationally. And you can see in a heartbeat here, we've moved that very same analysis to Massachusetts. One other very popular criteria among our solar and storage clients, and then I'll turn it back to Andrew to see if he's got some interests and things that he would like me to ask Pink is power outages. So we do a lot of work with storage, battery storage, and generator companies. And so, for example, I could say, show me homes in Texas that have had a power outage in the last month and which do not have a battery or generator today. This is very popular as a resiliency pitch. We are unique in the industry, I think, in having 15-minute heartbeats on over 1,100 utilities where we know if there's been a recent power outage. Here we found 1 million homes in Texas that have had a power outage in the last month and which don't yet have a generator or a battery. I could keep going. One last thing I want to show you before I take any questions from Andrew or folks in the audience is that ultimately all of this work that we're doing here is geared towards enabling you to go market to the households that we've found. And so in Pink, once you write a commercial deal with us, we help you take this audience. In this case, it's a million eligible homes that meet all our criteria in Texas, and we help you publish that target population of homes to your digital media channels. We also support direct mail. If you've got email handles on say historic stale leads, we can mark those up to help you retarget those households. We ask you what your budget is going to be in those marketing channels. And then as a final step, we ask you, well, where are you capturing your leads? Many of our clients, for example, are using HubSpot. Increasingly, they're using OpenSolar. And in one very quick step, we basically enable our clients to push that list of homes, that list of people into, say, their Meta account so that they can go target exactly those homes on their Meta account. I'm going to go back here just for a final couple points here, which is to just say that importantly, and just like OpenSolar, 257 is free. Everything that you've seen on screen here today, you're welcome to go register and create an account. We don't charge for the analysis, the insights we've just been walking through. We don't charge for you to take that audience and push it into your marketing channels. We only get paid on a performance basis, generally on a cost per appointment or a cost per sales basis. Give us a call if that's of interest to you. Please go ahead and check out Pink today, pink.257.co. You can scan this QR code, and we look forward to seeing you in the tool. Andrew, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. I mean, it's pretty incredible that you guys have built this and that, it's free to utilize, right? Like you're only really paying once you have leads to go and interact with and actually go and try to sell and close. So I think that's pretty amazing, especially all the data that's right at your fingertips to find the exact right customer profile that you're looking to target in your area. And it's a great way to streamline the process, but also really reduce that cost for customer acquisition. I was curious, maybe I know we have a really large amount of California installers who love to attend these webinars, and is there a way to understand like the best kind of homeowner profile in California for somebody who might be paying a lot of money during like the high peak times in that market who might be a great candidate for solar and storage?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do a lot of business in California. So I could start off by saying, show me homes in California. Nice thing about having a ChatGPT style interface is it doesn't really care if you misspell things that don't have solar or a battery, and which would say benefit from solar. Um, One of the programs we've been very active with in California, which is an income qualified program, is called SGIP, the Self-Generation Incentive Program. There's lots of income qualifications associated with that program. That has been a very popular use of our tool. Andrew, your question, tell me more, was more related to what is the profile
Yeah, I
of
was
a
just
home in
curious if you're able
California?
to find out like who, if the people are on time of use and paying a lot of money at certain peak times, if you're able to see that at all with the Pink tool.
Yes, that's a great question. Now, we do a lot of work with retail electric companies and increasingly utilities looking at homes that would benefit from time of use rate plans. And of course, in California, most homes are by mandate on time of use plans as well. We are also, it's not in Pink today, but we are also working on modeling the load factor, the load profile of households, which of course is an essential ingredient in terms of modeling the financial benefit of getting solar. Today, you can ask Pink things like filter this for homes consuming more than 15K kilowatt hours per year. But what we don't yet do, it's an area of work for us is looking at what that load profile would look like. And in this case
Gotcha.
here, we would call these whales. These are, one RC and a half or greater households. It's still a large number of households that are consuming a lot of energy and which are a good fit for solar.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Makes a ton of sense. And we do have one question here, and I encourage folks, if you've got questions or you'd love to see the, Pink tool here in action, if you've got any questions you want Scott to search or any parts of the market to look into, we're more than happy to do this live with you all here in the call. So please leave any questions here in the chat. Scott's looking up a question here for Colorado. But yeah, while you're doing that, Scott, do we have any coverage in Canada here with 257 and Pink?
Unfortunately, not yet. I mean, we have our hands full trying to get the U.S. Modeled and accurate. It is an area of interest to us, but not today. Now here, and by the way, just to kind of keep things going here, what one of a very common hypothesis among our solar installer clients is: has a household started to electrify? Do they own an EV, but maybe they don't yet have solar? We have many clients that start with a marketing hypothesis like that as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Scott. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please go ahead and leave them in here. We'd love to help answer these live. But yeah, I'm curious, Scott, if you've got any others in here. It's back to you.
I could keep going. I mean, we've done everything here at the state level, but of course, very few installers operate at the entire state level. So, just as an example, I might say, which homes are a good fit for solar, within, say, a driving distance of 50 miles of, a zip. I'm trying to remember my time in Massachusetts. Let's say, I think this is out near the Berkshires, for example. So, maybe my service area is in a radius around a particular zip area. Um, in this particular case, we've driven it, maybe I should do this 25 miles, 50, reduce this to 25 miles as an example. This is also very common among smaller regional installers, is to apply all the criteria we've been talking about, but all within a daily drive distance. Some of our bigger clients, I'll just to decorate this while we wait to see if there are any other questions from folks on the line. Increasingly, we see clients that are crossover clients where they're selling not just solar and storage, but maybe they're also doing generators. They're also selling heat pumps. So one of the things that we support in the tool is things like among homes in California that have solar, which ones would be a good fit for a heat pump. Now, this actually came up with a fairly large regional installer who's creating an HVAC division. They wanted to know, among their solar clients, their leads, and all the other solar households in their service territory, how many of them would also be a good fit for a heat pump. Andrew, you mentioned that OpenSolar itself is expanding into other electrification verticals, and so I think this is an example of where if you've got a foot in both industries, we can help you build your business in the other newer segment that you're launching.
We do have one question here. Is Pink usable within OpenSolar? So yeah, it's a great question. Today, currently
Amazing
not.
question.
Yeah, we are very excited to launch the partnership with Pink and to offer their services to the OpenSolar community. But it is actually something we are discussing and working on. So stay tuned there. It is not currently yet today, but as you can see, there's a lot of awesome data analytics and value here that Pink could bring to the OpenSolar community to be embedded in OpenSolar. So yes, please stay tuned on that front. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, great question. One other thing I'll say, first of all, everything Andrew just said, but one other thing I'll say, and it's not shown here in pink today, but one of the very first things we do with every client is we look at all of your historic leads and customers, and we use all the same data that we've been looking at here on screen to tell you more about who your leads and who your customers are. It's a great exercise. It's usually surprising for our clients. They learn things about who their customers are that they didn't know. And it's an excellent on-ramp then to talking about your marketing strategy because you learn what's distinctive about who you've sold solar to in the past. And I think that's a natural touch point between what 257 does and what OpenSolar does is we could give you profiling information back on everybody that you've done a design for in OpenSolar, for example.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. We got one more question here. So, question from the audience is, how does the marketing push occur? I assume you use the data produced by Pink to market to specific areas where these homes are located and not the individual homes themselves.
No, in fact, that's exactly what we do here. So in this case, let's see here. We built a heat pump marketing strategy for California among households that have solar. So it's 784,000 homes. We have an address on every one of those homes. This is not an estimate. Even though we're showing you this at the county level, we illustrate off to the right here a household neighborhood level view just to reinforce that all of our data exists at the household level. When we then take this list into your marketing channels, what we're actually doing, let's take the Facebook example, is we're taking that exact list, in this case, 1.8 million people, and we're walking that list into Facebook and we're saying, Facebook, go find exactly this 1.8 million people and nobody else, exactly this list. And so we're matching the contact info that we have on these households with the contact info that Facebook has. This is one of our core expertises. We've been doing advertising technology for a long time. And frankly, it's how you get these digital platforms to perform because absent the kind of techniques that we're illustrating here, what's going to happen is Facebook is going to present your ads to homes that have said something about the sun or something about the solar, but maybe they don't own their home. Maybe they don't live in a single family home. And so it's very important that we be able to find those exact households that we've found for you in Pink in those platforms. Same thing with direct mail. In the case of direct mail, which is a very popular medium for our clients, we literally drop a list of the exact households into our client's direct mail vendor so that they can contact those households.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. I don't think we have any other questions. If anyone else has any, please leave them in the chat here. But maybe Scott, we could recap again how folks can get in touch with you guys and yeah, what the next steps look like for working with 257.
Yeah. So again, you're welcome to go kick the tires at pink.257.co, or you can drop us an email. We love it when clients or prospective clients spend a little bit of time in the tool. It usually gets them pretty excited about what's possible. Um, but first step would be typically with 257 is to build a little pilot campaign. We offer free pilots, so you're welcome to work with us to build a targeted campaign. We'll help you get that stood up, and you can run it if you like head to head against whatever it is you're doing today. Our main goal is to show that you can, for the same dollars spent, deliver more leads, more customers. That's ultimately how we think you should measure us. Feel free to contact us and we can talk you through it.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. We got two more questions here. So
Okay.
can this be used with LinkedIn? And if so, what is an ideal way to use this with this platform?
This is a great question. I don't know if we can go back to the asker of that question, but is this to do individual residential outreach? Because certainly that would be possible. We've not done a LinkedIn campaign. We've done more mass market consumer platforms like Facebook, Google. We've had requests for Nextdoor, for TikTok. Really, we can take one of these target audiences into any digital platform that you're using today, including LinkedIn.
I think it's specifically related to commercial solar. So
Okay, this is the question. Yes, we don't do commercial today. It's a it's a not uncommon request, but we're very focused on residential today just because of the unique data set and the unique marketing tactics that are required to get in touch with a homeowner.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. And then one more question here. Do we need to integrate our CRM so you can verify the outcome? So yeah, we can verify the outcomes of the leads you help source for us.
Yes, tip the for a an initial engagement, if you want to do a trial with us, we can certainly always work with spreadsheets. We frequently have clients start that way. Once we're in business together, it's much easier if we have a an integration with your CRM. In the solar space, that's often HubSpot, as Andrew mentioned. We're very interested in getting a connection going with OpenSolar. I think that that will help streamline that. And in the HVAC market, it's often Service Titan. We really can talk to any CRM out there. So reach out to us for a conversation if you're on some other platform. The main thing is we're matching on an address level. So whatever's in your CRM, if it's a lead, if it's a customer, and whatever it is that you've sold to them, that's what we match back to our database of every US household. And that's how we give you a profiling of your current leads and customers. And that's ultimately how we measure whether the target audience that we gave to you led to a lead and a sale. And it's ultimately how we get paid and not before. Just as Andrew said, we're very big on free here, and we think that all this data should be at your fingertips and available for you to build your business, and that frankly we should only earn when you're earning.
Thanks, Scott. And then the same question, same questioner rather. Assuming it's a dollar per watt charge or a flat fee question mark, and does it vary based on the type of system we sell or where it is?
Generally, we're charging on a project basis, and I'd be happy to speak with whomever is asking the question offline. But I would say in the case of batteries and solar, we get paid tens of dollars per project. There are other markets like community solar where we're sometimes paid on a cost per kilowatt basis, but generally in the rooftop solar and residential storage space, we're getting paid on a cost per appointment set. Our typical client is spending $250 to $500 to get to that appointment, and then sometimes $2,000 or more to get the actual full sale. And so our goal conceptually is to try and knock that cost per appointment of $250 to $500 down by 25% or so. And we consider ourselves to be getting paid out of that savings. Just to illustrate for you how we think about pricing here at 257.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. And then Justine again was asking here, does this integration work with Lemlist and Pipedrive, and would it be a Zapier or webhook integration?
These are very good questions. We don't have integrations with those with Lemlist or Pipedrive today, but as I said, I think most of these we've looked at and worked with clients who are across at least a dozen different CRMs. The immediate first action can just be an export for you out of these tools. But the most of these platforms have pretty easy to integrate APIs. And so if we got up and running with you on a continuing basis, we'd do that integration so that you don't have to keep doing exports and sending them to us.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. I believe that is all of our questions. So thank you, everybody. If there are any last ones, please drop them in there. But yeah, I just want to remind everyone, there's a great opportunity here to work with the 257 crew by getting started today. Check out the QR code right here, or you can create a free account with them at pink.257.co or contact sales at 257.co as well. You'll see a lot of them advertised throughout the OpenSolar platform and some of those, little banner spaces you see throughout OpenSolar. We are going to be working on a deeper partnership here with them, as per one of the questions we saw earlier. So please stay tuned there. And then, yeah, there's actually one last question here for you, Scott. What is the match rate to LiveRamp? So it's over to you.
This question, I may need you to talk to me offline about it to fully understand your intent. We do not match through LiveRamp. So when you build a target within the 257 platform, this is one of our core expertises. We actually take that list directly into your media channel. So we stage that target within your Meta account or Google account. You actually can see that there's a 257 named targeting drop in your drop downs. in your tool. And we do all of that without live ramp. Same thing on the other end. So when we integrate with your CRM, we do not do it through live ramp. We do it natively, and that leads to very high match rates on both ends, on both the initial push of the targeting audience and on the back end when we're matching back from your CRM.
Awesome.
Very deep, very good ad tech question though.
Thank you. One more here. Is there a way to suppress current customers from the marketing lists?
Amazing question. That's actually one of the main reasons we integrate with our client CRM is to suppress, well, first learn who they've generated leads and customers with, but then second, suppress anybody that they already have a relationship with so we're sure that we're not retargeting those households. One other thing I'll say that's unique about 257 relative to the work you probably do out in these individual marketing platforms, because they're all walled gardens, any targeting that you set up in Facebook is a kind of a black box to you, and you have no idea what the overlap is of that targeting with what you do in Google, with what you do in direct mail. What's unique about Pink and 257 is you can build your targeting objectives outside of all of these marketing channels and then push those lists into each of those channels. That allows us to not just suppress customers you've already got a relationship with, but ensure that you're talking to the same households across all of those channels. A common tactic among our clients is to say drop direct mail to 5,000 households and then do a fast follow where you target those same households on Meta. And you can only do that if you build that targeting objective outside of those tools and then push those lists into those tools. That's a great question.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Scott. I think those are all the questions here. So really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for joining today and checking out the 257 Pink platform. Yeah, we will be sharing an email following up with this with the recording of the meeting as well as resources for how you can get in contact with Scott and the group at 257. And as we mentioned a couple of times here, stay tuned for future iterations and evolutions of our partnership and how we'll be working with them to bring even more of their awesome data and services right into you at OpenSolar and the OpenSolar community. So thank you everyone for the time today. Really appreciate it. Feel free to reach out via email if you have any questions for us, and we'll be following up with you all here shortly. Hope everyone has a great rest of your week. And thank you, Scott, for the support. We're really excited to have you guys in the 257 group on board here at OpenSolar.
Likewise, great partnership. Thank you, Andrew.
Awesome. Thanks all. Take care.